All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another night of Dakota Collegiate Rocket League. We've got two fantastic games going to be here. We got starting out with a Div B game and going down to a Div C back-to-back. It has been a while since we've had a stream. It's been an absolutely crazy week, but we finally got one going. I am going to be with you all night, K-Tool. And Penn, I believe you're with me for both series here tonight.
I am indeed, and I cannot wait.
That's going to be a fun one here. Looking at the screen right below us, we got Honey Nut versus Del Rats, which is a super fun one. We were talking about it in the green room. You've got two of the top three teams basically in Div B fighting it out. And as the person on the number one team in Div B, this has got to be super exciting for you to see who's, possibly going to be your toughest competitor going into playoffs.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we played them both earlier on in the season, and they were definitely two of our more difficult opponents when it came to just pure skill, and that's showing out as we move farther into the season. They're at the top of the board. I mean, and I won't lie, I can't wait to see how they look, especially as we come up closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got the stats pulled up for these guys, and like I said, your number 2 versus number 3 team, 5-1 versus 4-2, chasing after the undefeated. I think you guys are, I might be wrong, I think you guys are the only undefeated team within all 5 divisions of DCRL.
If Ball Chasers haven't lost yet, then it's one of two.
That's true.
Know that they,
I think you're right.
Rounded Div D. Yep.
Yeah, I think we got 2.
Sadly.
So, but you guys are holding it. But yeah, looking at these guys, it's kind of crazy because Honey Nut, this team who we were talking about again in the green room, was just they dropped down, they got Squilliam. I don't know how this is gonna go, and they're sitting here with most goals, most shots, most assists, most saves, and most save percentage. They are destroying the stats of this entire division here.
Yeah, they definitely are. And I mean, every single stat that isn't glowing is close to it. I mean, goals against is pretty dang low, just barely above the Rats who they're facing. Shots against is also pretty low. I mean, the Rats do beat them out in those two, but every single stat, shooting percentage is just barely under, winning percentage is barely under. It's an impressive board across this entire team here.
Looking at, let's bring up some of the stats of these guys. We'll start talking about some of this stuff. We got the Honey Nut team, this 5-1, led by Red Wizard, who has, again, we've talked about it, how this man, dropped this low and didn't get picked by Div A, we'll never know. But leading the league in goals per game, fighting Hamster, who we talked about has been such an amazing third man, obviously most saves per game. He has been dominant. And then Squilliam, who I think, in my crazy opinion, is the best first man in all of Div B, period.
Hey, the stats don't lie. He puts up effective pressure, allows for his team to get in there, and they're not doing him any wrong. The high shooting percentages, the consistent goals per game from Red Wizard and Fighting Hamster, it just means he's opened up opportunities for those two.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun one. I think we kind of talked about in the green room on the other side. Is there a good strategy to beat this team? And we talked about, I think it's going to be taking out Red Wizard as much as possible. And then just maybe if you get a demo on, Fighting Hamster, who they leave as that deep third all the time, might be a golden opportunity. But I'll let you cover some of the stats here for Del Rats then.
Yeah, I can take that from your hands. Yeah, Skay coming out, solid SDSU player. I mean, he's come out, he's got the most goals per game, and he's sitting at the higher end of saves per game too. I mean, his teammates here, Sleepy, the fastest man in the entire division. He averages the most speed and one of the most supersonic times. And then Salty Steve, another one of the lower picks on the third man aspect, but he's been performing pretty well considering they're 4-2 going into this match, and they swept last week.
Yeah, that sweep is going to be good, getting momentum here. And, oh, thank God I got someone who wants to be my friend, as I can finally get someone on the other team in here. Appreciate you, Mr. Salty Steve. And we got, there's so many S's. Every single one of their team starts with S. But as we pull up back of the stats and everything, we got predictions as I'm looking at the timer. And we got a couple minutes left on predictions before the game starts here. And Honey Nut is clearly the heavy favorite in terms of the actual channel points, but it is 9-7 in terms of the voting, which I was kind of surprised that both of us are going with the Rats. You want to explain our crazy pick for this one?
I mean, I was on the team that beat Honey Nut. I've seen the Rats improving through the season. I've seen Honey Nut play very well, but the Rats have just had this momentum, this flow, and I want to see it perform again and again. And today, I'm looking for Skay to perform at the level he needs to. I need him to be that kind of leader on his team, and I need Sleepy to follow up and Salty Steve to put it through. And if they honestly looking at their game from last week, they swept Juicer Alert, and I looked at one of the replays, and they were playing extremely well. So if that performs again this week, I mean, I could see it. I could see a good maybe 3-1, and I mean that would be the best.
Ooh.
Best in the place then.
Because I want content, I want to say 3-2, but I mean, it's okay. It's the number 2 and the number 3 speed. I think it is going to go 5. I think it's going to be a back and forth play style. I think we're going to see some massive changes in their play style game to game, but we'll see how she goes. So looks like we are finally ready to get this game underway. So we will be getting that going. Hopefully, again, if the overlay is whack, I'll fix that right away. But this should be a fun one. Make sure you get your predictions in, as we're going to be up and going in about 30 seconds. So I'm excited. I am going to officially say 3-2 though. And we will hope that that's what happens here.
Hey man, you're the menace of the curse. You never know what's gonna happen, especially when you call it. So we're gonna come into this first game of this series, and I can't wait to see how this goes.
It definitely should be a fun one here. One thing I'm gonna say is that, again, this is massive with these teams being number 2, number 3. This is huge for implications. Going into playoffs, just saying, hey, who's going to get the big advantage that all these players are looking for?
Yeah, and I mean, this Rats team came off a little bit of a rougher start, but were able to work their way up into the middle, and then now they're fighting in that bronze medal spot. So I want to see them perform well today, maybe knock down this number 2 team and place themselves where they want.
The chance here, and like we talked about with this best of 5, right? It is going to be kind of getting a feeler how these players like to play. As we're seeing Red Wizard, he is going to be throwing around the field like crazy. Rocket Rivals, appreciate the raid, my good sir. Appreciate everyone coming in. Our game just started for our Div B match. We got a fun best of 5 from a ton of college players all across North and South Dakota, and this is getting into week 6 of playoffs. Week 6 of league play. Only got a couple weeks left before these players will start to play to see who qualifies for LAN.
And I can't wait as Red Wizard gets a touch out. No one's there, and we start off with a Honey Nut lead.
Honey Nut lead, as we are seeing a little awkward touch. We thought Sleepy was going to get to that one, but Red Wizard just getting enough to figure out how to get that in the back of the goal. But as we do see a early lead from Honey Nut, I'm waiting for the Rats to come alive a little bit here.
Yeah, it's a slow start, but I mean, when we played them, it was the same way, slow start, but they start warming up into it, and they took a game off us when they got into that momentum. And if I'm Rats, I'm looking to get warmed up as quickly as possible, because this opponent, they also get warmed up pretty quick, and they can be a menace on the attacking side. Fighting Hamster gets a nice touch to the side, but Skay clears long, and Red Wizard's right there. Awkward touch to the center. Salty goes up, Squilliam beats. Red Wizard collects, and it's just cleared out again. It's a great defensive measure right now. They conceded that early goal, but I think the Rats are finally getting a little bit of control in this game.
Yeah, chance here. Sleepy going to be booing this one downfield. Does pick up at the 100. Squilliam, a little awkward touch to the corner. Good center and pass from Sleepy, as we see Red Wizard with 0 boost. The ball just did not drop for the Rats. They've yet to really have a good look on target, as Red Wizard being very dangerous, carrying it across the net, but not getting punished yet.
As you say that, Salty Steve is up, but it's a whiff, and Skay just kind of throws it up, but Squilliam's just there. Salty
you cannot afford that. You can't afford to miss that one. That was an absolutely free net here. Squilliam, a little bit of an awkward touch here. Red Wizard gonna go high. A 1v1 opportunity, but again, it just Honey Nut. They're not doing anything crazy, but the Rats just can't seem to get a good shot on target.
Yeah, a little almost double commit puts them in an awkward position, but a nice touch by Squilliam, and it buys time for Fighting Hamster to get boost and get towards the ball. I mean, I'm not complaining if I'm Honey Nut. You're staying in the midfield, you're staying partially on offense, and you're locking this Durant's team back into their final third.
Chance here, Sleepy trying to get over one. He's got 0 boost. This is incredibly awkward. Schooling him up, and we see both players miss. Red Wizard opting not to dive in. I like the poise and control, not getting too aggressive, knowing that, hey, we don't need to overcommit in this situation here. Salty Steve getting a good opportunity. Red Wizard, again, just 50-50 over and over. The Rats, their only strategy seems to be just to throw it downfield and wait for something to happen.
Yeah, as we get deeper into this first game, I didn't really think about it before, but this is looking like a game of third men. Whose third man's going to perform better? And off a demo, Sleepy gets a nice shot. Great placement and a little bit of a bounce, a little luck on the lack of save, but it goes right in for him.
Yeah, good demo on the goalie. You saw Schooling him backwards with about 13 boosts, not really able to make much happen here as Honey Nut do finally give up a goal. Durats tying it up now with 1:15 left. We'll see if that can give him some momentum, because until then, Durats have been insanely quiet on offense.
Yeah, both teams, goals against per game, never really above 2 in the stat line, but they're going to see that stat line get a little messed up here as this game makes his way around 1. He's almost round 2, but Fighting Hamster gets a nice clear, and right back to Sleepy, who receives it perfectly.
Ooh, Red Wizard waiting mid, seeing if Fighting Hamster can get it to him. Schooling him going for this one as well. He's got no boost, but it's almost on target. He almost actually lands on it, but Skay getting up for 1. This is a massive open net. Can he find it? He cannot. Does it bounce well for him? It does not. The Rats missing a crucial open net with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, the keyboard warrior Fighting Hamster gets a nice clear to the outside. Skay tries to take a middle, no follow by Salty Steve. Sleepy tries to get an aerial, but no air dribble falls his way. Squilliam receives in the center. Skay collects, gets a little too far out, and the Fighting Hamster gets it on first. And we go into the final 10 seconds. Red Wizard lays in front of the net, and Salty Steve with the clear. It's Squilliam back. He gets to the corner. Skay receives a great reception. Can he get it mid? It's over 1, but not over 2. Fighting Hamster with the clear, and Sleepy does not choose to collect it. And it's overtime, game 1.
Chance is going to be going early here to Honey Nut now. Up and early is this one. Who's going to be up for this one? Sleepy's got no boost to work with here. Skay trying to toss it to the corner. It's going to bounce well for him. Can he get it centered? Squilliam look like he might get demoed. Passes mid. Sleepy trying to get a shot, but it's just off target. Salty Steve trying to stick around though, but Red Wizard tossing us all the way downfield. This is a 2v1 opportunity here, but a poor clear again. Honey Nut just always has someone lurking.
Yeah, and it's the quality of the clears over the lurk. I mean, Salty Steve, I think he's doing what he needs to do in this game. We saw it right off rip. It almost gave him a good opportunity. He's going for the demos. He's playing disruption. We talked about it before the game. That's what they need to do to get this team. To get Fighting Hamster off the ball, to get Red Wizard from getting good touches. If they're dead, they can't do it. And I mean, we're moving into a minute pass in this overtime. A great save from Salty Steve, a little close. And Sleepy's forced on the back line here. Red Wizard tries to put it in, but Skay gets it out to the side. It's stuck in the corner. They're just playing a little corner ball here. Salty Steve gets it out. And Fighting Hamster is just trying to get something on target, but they're keeping a decent defensive pressure, even if the touches aren't perfect, which, I mean, is what they need to keep moving on.
Need is a very, very strong word, as this might be a little awkward. Sleepy to the corner. Can Salty Steve get there? He cannot. Skay, this is awkward. This is a 3v1 opportunity, and Salty Steve gets back in time. Still incredibly dangerous. Sleepy, not the best clear. Squilliam, can he get a shot on target? It's still awkward. Salty Steve has no boost to work with. Skay has no boost as well, and that might trickle in, and it does. Fighting Hamster scores.
Oh, the lack of boost hurts your eyes to see. A lot of completely empty zeros, and they are just left and shredded apart by this Honey Nut offense a minute and a half into overtime.
All I'm going to say is I am hoping to God that we get more of this action, because that was such a fun, crazy match. And if we can hopefully, again, get this all the way to Game 5, I am going to be a very happy camper.
Yeah, and I mean, in the idea of, was it a game of third man? I mean, both third men performed, but you kind of want to see a little bit more out of Squilliam.
Got it ready up.
Oh.
Kids these days,
Yeah.
I swear, every single time the co-caster is just trying to figure it out. But as we, get into game 2 here, I'm really looking for. Oh, I finally got the Salty Steve cam to work. We love to see that. Well,
It is sideways, but it's there.
we love that. Look. But yeah, as I kind of get into the game too here, right? Like Honey Nut, they had good opportunities. They had a lot of pressure. And this is where Skay and the Rats, what I was about to say is they needed to have a quick start here for game 2 because they really were struggling. And Sleepy, oh, that is such a good pass.
Yeah, it was a nice little dime to Skay, and he slots it home for the Rats and Honey Nut. Now they just need to find something, a little faith here. I mean, it's a lot of game to play, but there's some people that'll sit back on a 1-0 lead and never give it up.
Hands here, early fighting Hamster. An awkward touch to the corner here. He's got a decent amount of boost. He gets it around Sleepy, but Salty Steve should get there, but he misreads it. It's a wide open net, but Skate with 0 boost diving back here. The corner is just dangerous here in this div.
Yeah, that corner read just destroyed the entirety of the Rats. Only Skate there, but luckily he has enough to get there. Sleepy somehow on the other side of the field for no reason. I've seen that a lot, actually. Sleepy tends to... I mean, he is the fastest man in the entire division, but
no. He just leaves. I've noticed that too. Like my man, I'm thinking like, oh, he's gonna rotate quick. He's like, no. I'm going all the way around. If I stay supersonic, I will get my speed stat up.
Yeah, I'm questioning Sleepy's car choice. I'm pretty sure they had a NASCAR car in the shop a while back. I don't know why he didn't pick it up. That's kind of just what he's playing. Call this man Jimmy Johnson, because I don't think I've seen him do much other than drive around the sides.
Kind of gotta agree with you in that situation. He's being super quick, but he has been still quiet in this series. And I'm kind of looking for him to maybe get a shot on target here. Can he read this back one? Fighting Hamster. Quick to this one. A pinch off the ceiling. This is going to go straight middle. Squilling with a good touch. Chance here to get it mid to Fighting Hamster. And we see a little bit of an awkward back touch from Salty Steve, but actually relieving a lot of pressure here as Honey Nut now, as we're almost 2 minutes into this game, they're the ones now that can't seem to get offense going.
Yeah, there's something Swilliam's done pretty well is he gets his like aggressive first touches, but if he gets them a lot of the time where he can follow it up. And that's really important because that control is just uncommon from a third man. As we say that, a nice passing play between Red Wizard and Fighting Hamster ties up the game.
We talked about the corners. Skay, Salty Steve, and Sleepy all rotating ball side in that same corner. That is a big no-no here, as you are definitely going to get punished for that one, as Honey Nut does do exactly that, tying up the game here. And the Rats, again, this is a massive game. If you drop this, you are already going down onto match point.
Yeah, I mean, they're close games, but you got to be able to close it out. And a nice pass mid, straight to Sleepy. He collects, and it's just not enough. He gets a touch up, but it's not going over the last man, and they lose a really good opportunity there.
I think he got a little greedy there. Didn't want to go for the pass. Wasn't exactly sure. It's tough in that moment, but I think you got to think too. The one goal that the Rats did get was just a quick pass mid. I want to see the passing plays, especially against a team like Honey Nut, who is known for exactly that, for having the good 1-2 give and go passing plays.
And a little booming here from Sleepy as he tries to get a touch mid, but he just doesn't read it correctly. Skate to follow, leaving Salty Steve back, but he's just awkwardly in the center, trying to get a touch from Skate, but nothing happened. They're just playing corner ball, but I mean, for a team that's been losing a lot of corner ball, I don't know if I want that to be my my goal if I'm the Rats right now.
I gotta agree with that one. This might be awkward. Little touch out the backboard. Is anyone there to read it? Fighting Hamster is up. That one's also going to be a little bit off, but Red Wizard, again, just shot after shot. Honey Nut's rotations just constantly have that second, third man rotating in is honestly been flawless these last minute of this game, but it doesn't matter because the Rats' defense is just enough.
Yeah, it's a little bit hectic, though. Skay was put on his back foot and unable to leave it for a solid, like, 10 seconds there as his teammates just tried to clear out from the sides. Sleepy sends to the edge, willing to receive. I mean, it heads back mid, and Red Wizard gets a nice touch, but there's no one to follow, but at the same time, double commit from the Rats, and they're looking in a worse shape.
Ooh, this is dangerous. We have so little boost in the entirety of the Rats. This actually might not work out well for them, as this is the wide open net. Sleepy, he opts to leave it. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. I thought for sure he was going to go for a shot.
Ooh. Yeah, they had a blatant opportunity there. Instead, they just shoot directly into the defender, and now we're stuck with 45 seconds left. 1-1. They need something to happen. Imagine it's 0-0. You're going to overtime no matter what. As Steve collects in the corner, he can't beat out Red Wizard. Touch out by Squilliam, straight to Sleepy. Sleepy's there, but Fighting Hamster gets the better touch. Skay receives. He goes up. Great touch by Skay, but a better touch by Red Wizard. He's able just to clear it off to the side, give his team time to go get boost, and his team looks a lot more comfortable, even if they're on the back foot of defense.
You're seeing the entirety of the Rats all rotating at once, all rotating back at once. They need to stagger their rotations and stagger their boost amounts. There's too many times they'll all go forward with 100 and I'll go backwards with 0.
Yeah, which is how they lost. 1 goal in this game, 1 goal in the last game. Just no boost, and they're left on to their own devices with negative. And right now we're seeing it again. Both Skate and Salty Steve on low boost as he sends it mid against his own team, but Sleepy unable to get touched. Red Wizard hits back, and it's overtime for the 2nd game in a row.
This is so massive for the Rats. They absolutely need this game. Otherwise, you are going to be going down 2-0 on match point, especially against a team as Honey Nut, and especially losing back-to-back OTs. Mental is just disintegrated at that point.
Yeah, we've gone through a whole game of Rocket League since the last goal from Durats, and if I'm Durats, I want this so bad. Your momentum is already a little scared.
Oh, there it is. Come on.
Steve gets an open net, and Salty Steve puts it home. We are going to a 1-1 start.
Squilliam with 0 boost. He is trying to fight for his life as Red Wizard and Fighting Hamster overextended a little bit. They got desperate, I think frustrated that they just couldn't find a goal here in regulation. And the Rats tying it up here in OT. This is slowly working our way to game 5.
Yeah, greed kills, and we saw it right there. I mean, from point totals, it's pretty equal, except for Squilliam. Just not his game, I guess. Only 172 on the board, 1 save, nothing else from anything else. I mean, Salty Steve, though, 3rd man from Durats with 51 touches, and Sleepy with 50. Skate just kind of had to sit there and watch, I guess.
A man's been putting in work, but it's kind of interesting looking at the Durats. Every single one of them was within 19 points of each other. They were all so similar, and as we talked about, they're so similar in terms of they travel upfield with 100 boost, and then they all go back with 0 boost. They need to stagger out their rotations here. Otherwise, they are going to continue to get caught out in these rotations.
Yeah, that was a good demo by Salty. Sleepy tries to get past 1. Skay's past 1. Can he get past 2? He's past 2. It was a little delay, but nothing happened. A double commit just leaves Fighting Hamster with the ball. He's not able to get past Sleepy. Sleepy goes for a bump. Red Wizard dodges, and Skay's there to receive him. He gets a touch off. Red Wizard's pulling away, but Squilliam's there. I mean, this ball floats mid, but Sleepy's just too far under it. And yeah, I'm agreeing with you. The rotations are just a little awkward from the Rats starting out. They've had better pressure than Honey Nut, but they're not getting any like consistent like attacking pressure because of this lack of rotation.
You see all 3 of them in the corner there. We see double commits going up for this one. Sleepy's no boost. Salty Steve, no boost. Skate, the only one with any boost who's going to use it right here. And this might be a counterattack. Can he get there in time? And he does. And the lack of boost gifting Honey Nut their first goal of game 3.
I mean, Sleepy cleared long. Salty Steve had the time to go grab boost, maybe rotate around, get ready for an attack, let Skate follow in as a second man, but he ball chases a little bit, and it puts them on the back foot, and we saw it right there. They lost the entirety of their momentum. It's a nice kickoff, though, to start off. Salty Steve with a nice touchdown mid. Sleepy it gets a touch off the backboard. It's read by Squilliam, and again, they're playing corner ball again, and this is a team that has been struggling in corner ball.
Ooh, a little awkward here. Is he going to read the corner or wait for it to bounce? He smartly waits for it to bounce, but would have loved him to maybe try to bang it off the backboard instead of going for a solo play 2 inches from the net, but Sleepy, again, no boost. Salty Steve, no boost. Skay has 13 boosts. This team just cannot seem to hold on to boost, but somehow Honey Nut just have not been taking advantage of it yet.
Yeah, I mean, if we're thinking about supply and demand, they are demanding it, but they aren't willing to go get the supply, and
Oh,
They're
no.
just letting themselves run dry as Squilliam has the boost and none of them do, and Fighting Hamster's not missing that. The man is a placement warlord, and he ain't missing that any day of the week.
Yeah, we got placement Peter here on the field as we see, again, Sleepy and Skay with 0 boost. Both of them diving for that ball, leaving Salty Steve in pretty much a, yeah, you're dead in the water going for that one. As Fighting Hamster putting Honey Nut up by 2, and again, this is just kind of driving the stake home of you need boost. You need to rotate a little smoother, a little with more cohesion here, because Honey Nuts, I think they're starting to figure out what they need to do, which is avoid demos, get a couple long clears, and make sure to steal every boost on it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look back at that last goal and try to remember it, there was one thing that was very clear. Rotation was off. He wasn't sitting back post. He might have had a chance at the ball. I mean, it was still an awkward situation with the guy attacking, but not sitting back post. He was put himself in an awkward position with a low boost, and Salty Steve is just, he needs to perform a little bit more here. I want to see more out of him if they're looking to win this game on the Durat side.
No, I agree. I think it's definitely going to be getting more out of them. We'll see if they can do exactly that. Salty Steve's up for this one. Can he get it on target? Red Wizard, we see double commit Squilliam trying to get a touch on this one. Skay getting a touch over 1, but Red Wizard again, just every single ounce of boost is exactly what he needs to get this one now. But with 2 minutes left, they might be down 3, which they are. Fighting Hamster with the angle.
Placement Peter back at it again. Sleepy doesn't get that touch. Fighting Hamster follows through, and Skay flips the wrong way. That's just unlucky. And if I'm Skay, I want that moment back. I mean, you're still down. I mean, there's a lot of Rocket League to play here. You got 2 minutes of play. I've seen 5 goals in a minute, so I think I can see 3 goals in 2. As Skay receives on the edge, it floats mid, but Fighting Hamster's there, and he's gonna get the long clear.
William missing on 1. Sleepy trying to read the ceiling. It drops down. We see Skay, though, a little too far. Salty Steve again trying to figure out how they want to get this one. That's going to be a miss on 1. Skay just trying to throw it downfield, but they aren't getting touches seemingly with a lot of purpose here. Versus game 2, they really had an idea of how they wanted to attack this Honey Nut defense here. Honey Nut, now it's pretty much almost playing time waste mode. They don't need to do anything crazy. You don't need to overcommit. Just play smart rotational Rocket League and close out this game 3.
Yeah, we got to witness William doing exactly what you were saying. He gets a nice little clear into their corner, grabs their boost, and just rotates out. Squilliam's rotations aren't perfect, but he's sitting in the right spot in that moment.
Oh, as we see an angle here, Red Wizard wanted it. You saw the potential here. Sleepy, the only one with boost, as we see Fighting Hamster again with another rip on target, but that actually is going to go mid. Can stay, get the touch. He can. Squilliam going for this one. You're seeing how deep Red Wizard is now playing. They're having this third man stay so far back, knowing they have this 3-goal lead.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're trying to shoot against anybody, I would now want to be Fighting Hamster. The man's the #1 saver in all of Div B, and he's also really good at shot placement, as you see again.
It's just consistent. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. Unfortunately here, we saw a whiff coming out of 1, and that's going to be 4-0. Obviously icing out here game 3. So the question is, Dorats, what do you have to answer going into game 4, as they are obviously going to be on match point here. But we went back and forth. Honey Nut won, Dorats game 2. Honey Nut now game 3. So naturally, Dorats are going to take the next game, right? That's how that works.
Naturally, but the last 2 games were overtimes, and we're looking at a 4-0. I mean,
that's true. That's very true.
They get something here. I mean, honestly, this looks like Williams playing on easy mode, Fighting Hamsters playing aim trainer, and Red Wizards just having a good time.
Have Dorats scored? I don't think they've scored more than 1 goal a game in regulation, because their second goal last game came in OT. They just can't seem to find that second goal, which is going to be needed here going into game 4, as Honey Nut putting up 4 against them.
Yeah, and I mean, you have Skay just not able to do anything. I don't know if it was just improper rotations, not the best touches, but you get 46 touches and you almost have a clean sheet. You have 1 shot on the game. And if I'm the Ravs, I want Skay to perform better. I want Steve to start looking for those demos, because that did pull a goal or 2. And then I want to see Sleepy. I mean, when they won, I mean, he was grabbing boost, he was doing his weird NASCAR stuff, but it worked. You just got to see that effective rotation for once, as Fighting Hamsters starting this game out with the ball. Lets it float back to Red Wizard. Red Wizard get a touch Fighting Hamster, but Sleepy cuts it off. And they're playing a little bit of a mid-game here. Wow, midfield here in this game.
I was going to say, hold on now. Don't be saying those terms. He is Red Wizard just going to be bullying his way in. Taking the 50, using the boost he had left just to muscle his way. Skate in such a tough spot with no boost, and Honey Nut again getting the early goal here on match point here.
Yeah, Red Wizard saying Skate needs to go back to the weight room, and I think Skate realized a little too late in that situation how bad it was. No way. Squilliam. Just unexpected shot, and Skate's just not there.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's a tough one. Obviously, he went back for boost, turned upfield, but yeah, that's gonna be a tough one here. So Honey Nut now up 2-1 in the series, up 2-0 here in Game 4, and we might see another kickoff here, but the Rats not getting the Rocket League God prayers going their way. As I'm telling you right now, I need to see the Rats score in the next 30 seconds. Otherwise, I think it might just be GG with how consistent Honey Nut has played these last game and a half.
Yeah, they were able to take a game off them earlier, but if they're not going to improve their efficiency or just start shooting like madmen, I don't see a lot coming from the Durats here.
Ooh, it's getting a little awkward. Sleepy trying to figure out how he wants to drop this one down. He couldn't find it. Salty Steve, though, up and over one. Good touch from Fighting Hamster right down to Skate, though. Do we see a shot on targets out to backward? Do we see a double tap from either of them? But the Rats, both of them missing.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends. They're sitting around GC3 right now, and they said corner ball is a good time in Diamond and Champ, but we're getting into this higher end lobby, and I don't think that's going to play. You can't just hit it into the corner and expect it to roll out every time. But Skay,
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
there's your goal.
I'm sorry, what was that? In the corner? And it did what? It rolled out?
Okay. So I meant hit it into the corner and let it bounce out. He did a nice pass. Skay was there to receive. No one decided to jump for the next 5 years from the entire defense. So, I mean...
Hey, I did say I needed the Rats to score in the next 30 seconds, and they did exactly that. Question is, can they do what they have not done before, which is score a second goal in regulation?
Yeah, Williams forcing that number with his second goal there. And Skay gets a nice touch on backward. It's misread, but he just doesn't read the drop. Sleepy there, hits it hard, hits the backward again. It's misread, but Salty Steve also misreads it, and it flies back for Skay.
I will say that Honey Nut's backboard has been very, very susceptible, but the Rats not able to actually punish. They've hit it up there, but they just can't read it themselves. So I like the opportunity, but if they can capitalize on it, they might have unlocked the key to beating this team.
That was an amazing attempt by Squilliam to get the angle goal earlier on. Sleepy tries to block out. He's not able to. Red Wizard gets to clear out the side. It's Red Wizard versus Salty Steve, and he's just going to try to drive around him. Can't send him to the weight room. Salty Steve says go home. Squilliam with a nice pass.
Oh, no.
Red Wizard isn't able to follow, but neither is anyone on the defense, and Squilliam just gets a free shot.
Oh, Red Wizard. He said, Squilliam, you had such a good pass mid. I will gift it back to you. And he did exactly that. Honey Nut now going up 3-1. Half a game to go.
Okay, cool. That was giving me Div C vibes right there. I'm not going to lie. But I want to see a little bit more out of...
This has to go in. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Okay, dude, if Squilliam actually saved that, Squilliam for MVP. Like, that was an insane attempt. But the Rats do get a kickoff goal back. It took them 5 whole seconds. Honey Nut, they seem to be scoring, but they cannot hold off the Rats from countering.
Yeah, I'll give props to Squilliam there for desperation defense. He did get a touch on the ball. Not a great kickoff starting off here. Red Wizard getting a touch towards net. Sleepy in.
Boys, you can't double commit on defense every single time here. It's not super threatening, but Red Wizard, just a light shot on target, opts to have 2 players commit from the Rats, and both teams cannot score for more than like 5 seconds at this rate. So who's going to get another kickoff goal? What are we going with right now? I'm going to go Honey Nut again.
We're going to Rats.
All right, wait for it, and they're going to score right here. That's just how it seems to work.
Fighting Hamster's kind of just floating towards it. I mean, it's just...
Oh, this is a 3v1. Red Wizard, does he get back? Time he does. Fighting Hamster does as well, as we're now 2 minutes on the clock. Honey Nut still up by 2, but I'm seeing a lot of cracks in this defense here in Game 4.
Yeah, the Rats able to break their curse of not scoring more than 1 goal in regulation, but it's a little too soon to say anything other than, I'm just gonna shut up. Honey Nut, Fighting Hamster, Placement Pete, locks one down and is saying bye-bye Rats. There's still a lot of Rocket League to play, but it's looking worse and worse as these minutes pass.
It's really funny. You get a lot of players, you know, just at every rank, they're saying it's like, oh, I got to work on mechanics. I got to work on all these crazy stuff. Fighting Hamster has done, I'm going to say it, literally nothing mechanical in these games, but he has been so perfect on his placements on his shots and his rotation. He is in the perfect spot every single time, and my man has like 6-7 goals in this series. He is just putting in the work.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't need to be mechanical to destroy your teammates or destroy your opponent.
Red Wizard, no. Oh my. This is just looking worse and worse.
This is a little fun to watch here as Honey Nut now putting in their 6th one. Can't get to Brazil at this point. Obviously, Durat's getting up with 2 goals, but Honey Nut, I think they got a little frustrated that the first 2 games went to OT and they dropped the game.
Yeah, they're starting to show a little prowess here, and I think the Rat spirit might just be lightly breaking as every goal goes in.
This has to go in.
I don't see it.
Fighting Hamster has maybe enough for another. I talked about how good his placement was. Skay getting good one on target, though. Fighting Hamster opting to turn this one, and no one actually hitting the ball. Sleepy maybe going for a team pinch or something. He tried to tee it up for Salty Steve, but 50 seconds left. It might just be too dire.
As a pure fan of content, I'd love to see a Bayern Barca, which is the 8-2. But that's just me liking numbers to hit Brazil and stuff like that. Red Wizard, nice touch mid, Squilliam to follow. Fighting Hamster hits it away from his own teammate. It flies into the corner. Sleepy to receive. Sleepy goes up. He's over 1. He's not able to get around 2, but he demos. This is an open net in the current situation. Salty Steve just can't get the placement, and that's where someone like Fighting Hamster would have just slotted it for some reason. Man,
he's just built different. What can we say? Yeah. He's just that man. But with 6-2, that is in fact going to be Honey Nut taking game 4 here, putting their record now to 6-1, cementing themselves as the clear number 2 team in Div B.
Yeah, I'm guessing they just don't want to see us in playoffs. That's kind of mean. I want to play against them.
I don't know if I blame them at this point, if I'm being honest.
But yeah, Honey Nut showing a dominant force. We're ending off at a 3-1. I mean, I said 3-1. Was I on the right team when I said it? No, but
small detail. We don't worry about that part, all right? That's the small
misclick. It's okay.
All right, let's drag these boys in here. And boys, believe it or not, this is not the first time we have met in the winner's screen. You guys continue to do it over and over and over. Is it just getting easier and easier at this point?
I'd say definitely not.
I think it's just keeping the same pace.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Speaking of pace, going against someone in Sleepy, who is the fastest person in Div B. Did you guys were you guys nervous at all in like certain play styles against this team going in? As you know, they're the 3rd seed. They are right on your guys' heels. Any nerves going in, considering who you guys are playing?
I'd say the first game was definitely nerves.
Yeah.
Then we kind of figured it out the next couple games.
Yeah, back-to-back OT starting off. Hey, you guys gave us a thriller, but in the end, you guys just seem to keep on winning. Now chasing after the guy sitting next to me, Penn, who hopefully has got some questions for you guys.
Oh, I 100% do. Fighting Hamster, as I like to call Placement Pete.
It's Placement Peter, okay? It's Placement Peter.
I'm saying Pete.
Hashtag assassin.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, Fighting Hamster, going to this game, you're coming against one of the teams that were on a little bit of a hot streak. What was your guys? Do you guys have any game plan coming to this, or was it kind of just play your game, play your rotation?
We never really have any game plan going into any game, so it's always just play our game, do our thing, and it turns out well for us.
Kind of hard to argue that one.
Yeah, I got one more question over to Squilliam. coming in as the most successful reach pick in the entire league. How are you feeling heading in nearing playoffs here?
I'm feeling good. I think I was unjustly ranked because my brother Jive is captain in Div B, and I know I'm better than him, or Div C, and I know I'm better than him, but he was 20 places ahead of me, and I was kind of mad about that.
Well, I think you have proved whoever ranks people. I don't know. I just make the rules or something. But it's weird. It's crazy. But I think you have, I think cemented yourself as the deserving to be in this division. As you guys got, there's what, 1 week, 2 weeks left of league play, and then you guys get a little playoffs action. Which have any of you guys? I know Hamster. I'm pretty sure you have. Well, obviously considering you won. Have Red Wizard, you or Squilliam have LAN experience at all?
We just had a LAN tournament here at
Last
UJ.
weekend.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, how'd you guys do in that? I'm curious. A little side note.
We placed third, I think, out of everyone, so it wasn't too bad.
I respect it. Well, again, a little LAN experience is going to be good, considering you guys are definitely favorites to make LAN, which hopefully best of luck to you guys. But that is going to be it for the question for you guys. Appreciate you guys taking the time to answer questions. I have a feeling we'll see you guys here again, considering that I seem to stream every single one of your games at this point, so it's just kind of a necessity at this point. But either way, congratulations again, you guys, and best of luck to finish out the regular season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your winning team, Honey Nut, who, again, we seem to be saying a lot. They're on stream every single week, and they keep on winning. And like we had mentioned, Penn, they are the #2 team. The only team that they have lost to is yourself. There's most likely a rematch in the future. And how does this team make you feel that they keep on winning?
If you go all the way back to game 5, week 1, and we were able to get an overtime win against them, and it was our sketchiest win that we've had all season. We've gone to game 5 against other teams, but it was never in that way. And they're a scary team. They make some effective pressure and they put in some effective shots. And I mean, I can't wait to play them again. Personally, I like a little challenge, and I'm also looking to see how this Durats team performs. It was not their day today, but we both came in. We saw their potential, and I really hope that going into this last week or two and into playoffs here, they perform at a higher level. I want to see them at least make a good run. I'd love to see them at LAN, and I'd love to go to LAN. So we'll see if I can do that too.
Yeah, some of us never got to play a DCRL LAN, but that's all right. We get to cast, which is still fun. But regardless, that is the first match of the night. We have one more. We had a fun Div B match. It didn't go to 5 like I wanted to, but hopefully this next match, which is Div C, will do exactly that. So we are going to jump to an intermission, and please, for everyone in chat, make sure you are watching because, oh my God. I know it's been a couple weeks we had the video out, but I love our intermissions video so much. Nothing else needs to be said besides you guys enjoy. We will be back in like 10-15 minutes with our next game.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed.
Makes it around